guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor and I share these What's for Dinner videos every week to hopefully give you guys some meal ideas and some motivation to cook for your family more regularly. If this is your first time checking out my videos, I'd love it if you would hit that subscribe button down below and leave me a thumbs up. And a quick reminder before we get into the dinners, any links that I use of recipes will always be linked in the description box down below. Now let's get into this week's dinners. It is Friday and I am getting started on dinner. We are having a new recipe tonight. This comes from the Tipsy Housewife. I don't think it's on her blog yet, but there is a whole Instagram post for it, so I will leave that link down below so you guys can get exact measurements for it. I'm starting off with some water back here that I'm bringing to a boil so I can boil these shell noodles. I'm going to use the whole box. And then I'm heating up my cast iron skillet and I'm going to brown my meat. It calls for onion. I honestly just don't even feel like cutting up onion. I have the onion, but I don't feel like cutting it up. So I'm just going to use some onion powder. And then we've got this McCormick thick and zesty spaghetti sauce. We've got some minced garlic. We've got some Italian style tomato paste, some Italian style diced tomatoes, and then it also says Italian style tomato sauce, but I could not find any at my Kroger. So I just have regular tomato sauce, and I'm going to add some more Italian seasoning, and then we'll also need some water to add to the sauce, and then we've got some Parmesan cheese. I think, what does she call this? I have it on my phone right here. She calls this easy beefy tomato shells with cheese, and there's her picture of it. As I said, it will be linked down below, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. My ground beef is browned and I use 90% lean, so there's not a lot of grease in here, so I'm not going to drain it, but you could if you use something that wasn't as lean. You could definitely drain it now. I am now going to add in the zesty spaghetti seasoning and then the tomato sauce and the diced tomatoes. And because I'm not using Italian seasoned sauce, I'm going to add in some Italian seasoning. And I'm going to give that all a good stir and let it simmer for like 10 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes, so now I'm going to go ahead and add in my tomato paste and let that simmer for about another 10 minutes, and then we'll add in our noodles. Noodles are now done. I reserved about a cup of the pasta water, so I'm going to go ahead and add my noodles into my sauce, give it a good stir, and if I need to, I'm going to add the pasta water, which I think that I will, and then I'm going to let that simmer for just a few minutes, and then we will add in the cheese. For Saturday, we went to my stepdad's house for dinner. It was like unplanned. He just asked on Saturday morning if we wanted to come down and watch the SEC championship game with him because Georgia was on it. They lost terribly, but that's beside the point. But we went down there and we had barbecue pulled pork sandwiches, chips, baked beans. There was potato salad, which I tried, and I usually don't like it, but it was pretty good. But yeah, that was our Saturday. It is Sunday, and tonight for dinner I was actually gonna make this recipe called, I think it's called like Almost Forgotten Chicken, but I forgot the chicken. No, I didn't forget the chicken. I forgot to thaw out the chicken this morning, so about 3 o'clock I was like, oh crap, I forgot to thaw out chicken. So instead I pulled out this tilapia and I'm gonna cook that up. Gonna do tilapia and broccoli on this pan, and then I'm going to roast some potatoes in the air fryer. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just cutting up this broccoli, and then I'm going to season the broccoli with some olive oil and salt and pepper and garlic powder. And then the tilapia, I'm going to do some butter probably, and then Badia complete seasoning, and then some Tony's Creole seasoning. Here is the finished dinner. It might be kind of loud because the other batch of potatoes is still in the air fryer. The first batch cooked for 20 minutes and they turned out perfect, nice and crispy. So we've got those, and then the broccoli and the fish, and I have some ketchup with some pepper. Elijah also has some ketchup, and Lily goes back and forth. Sometimes she wants ketchup. Tonight she does not. But that is going to be our dinner for Sunday. It is Monday, and tonight for dinner I am making the forgotten chicken that I said I was going to make. I actually looked at a couple different recipes and decided to kind of combine them to make it how I want to make it. Some of them use not instant rice, but I decided to use instant rice based on comments and all of them and all of the recipes. So we're going to use instant rice. I'm going to use 2 cans of cream of chicken. Some recipes use cream of mushroom, cream of celery, 1 chicken, 1 mushroom, 1 chicken, 1 celery. I'm just doing 2 chicken. And then we're going to do a cup of water, or I'm actually going to do chicken broth to give it a little bit more flavor. We've got some salt and pepper. I'm going to spray my pan with some cooking spray, so I've got that over here. And then, as I said, the rice, we're going to do 2 cups of rice. And then I've got about a pound of chicken breast. That's going to go on top of the rice mixture in the casserole dish. And then we are going to sprinkle the chicken with some of this Lipton onion soup mix. Well, I don't have the Lipton brand. This is the Kroger brand. And then we're going to cover it with foil and bake it for 1 hour and 15 minutes. is dinner all plated up. This is my plate, chicken, the rice, and then I made some green beans with just some butter, chicken bouillon, and some pepper like always. Andy's plate looks the same, which just has a ton more rice than me. And then Elijah's and Lily's, and I kind of did scrape like the Lipton onion soup mix off the top of their chicken so they don't have as many onions on their chicken. But that is going to be dinner for Monday, and I did try this and it was pretty tasty. I tasted the rice to make sure it was done all the way. It was perfect and really good. And then the chicken was pretty tasty too. I only had one bite because it was still pretty hot. But as I said, that's going to be dinner for Monday. It is Tuesday, and tonight for dinner we're going to be having tacos. So over here I am working on our favorite Mexican rice. That will be linked down below. I've shared it multiple times. It's pretty easy doing that in the Instant Pot. So right now it's just like sauteing with some oil to get it golden. So that's working on that. And then I'll add in the other stuff. And then we're trying something new tonight. This is like Mexican Mexi corn, I think is what Shauna called it. This is Dickinson 1910. So it's got bacon. I put 3 slices of bacon in here cut up. And I'm going to get that nice and crispy. And then I'm actually having what she does. She does double this. She does 2 cans of corn. I'm just going to do 1 can of corn. I'm going to drain that. And then I've got a can of Rotel, and she does 1 can, so I'm going to half this, and I'm just going to throw the other half into the Mexican rice for some extra tomatoes. So that's what I'm going to do with that, and I think she drains that as well. And then she said just some pepper to season it, and a little bit of butter, and that's it. So it'll be super easy, and it should be delicious. My meat is getting loud over here, so I'm going to get cooking. Dinner is done, so here's my plate. I've got the beef, cheese, tomato, and then some avocado on my tacos, and then the rice. And I forgot to mention, I do half the recipe. It'll be linked down below, but I do half it because I made it the regular batch like the first 2 times, and it was just way too much rice. What are you doing? Crazy. So Lily has tomato and cheese on her taco. Elijah's just cheese. But that is going to be dinner for Tuesday.
Taco night, bye.
Oh, it's Taco Tuesday. It is Wednesday, and tonight for dinner we are just having tuna casserole. Quick and easy. And I've shared this recipe before, so I didn't make it on video because you guys have seen it before. But I will leave the recipe listed down below so that you guys can check that out if you're interested. But that is going to be dinner for Wednesday. It is Thursday, and tonight for dinner we are doing breakfast. This is the last meal on our meal plan, and we don't usually do breakfast because Andy doesn't really like eggs and stuff for breakfast. He's not a big fan of waffles or things like that. He's just not a big breakfast food person. Even like in the morning, he will eat like eggs and stuff in the morning, but it's not his favorite thing to eat. So he definitely doesn't usually want it for dinner, but I am making it tonight because we have some leftover ham from Thanksgiving. I had put it in the freezer, so I'm going to fry that up. That's why I've got this pan over here. I'm going to get my cast iron skillet out, and I'm going to fry up these potatoes O'Brien. So he'll have probably the potatoes and the ham and some green beans. I'll make a can of green beans for him. But I'm going to cook up both of these boxes of pancakes. These Kodiak cakes I just haven't made. This is the first time I opened the box, so I'd like to use those up. And this is like half full, so I want to go ahead and use that up. So I'm just going to make both. Got them over here. I've got my griddle heating up, and of course whatever we don't eat, you can just like freeze this stuff and have quick easy breakfast. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on dinner. We're also going to have some eggs, and I'm probably going to make some biscuits as well, just for breakfast for the next few days for like Andy and stuff. So, gotta get started. I don't know what's going on with these potatoes O'Brien. They are like turning to mush, and I'm gonna try to save them because I don't know what's going on. They're just not cooking properly. I'm gonna try to throw them in my air fryer and hopefully crisp them up. We'll see how this goes. Okay, everything is done. The potatoes did turn out much better in the air fryer. Next time I might just try them in there to begin with. So there's that. Got the ham. I really like to do it this way. It gets nice and like crispy. My dad used to always do this with leftover ham. It's so good. The biscuits and some extra eggs. Those will be probably for breakfast for like Andy in the next few days. I'll put them together like some breakfast sandwiches. And then here's my plate. I decided to have a biscuit, ham, got a mandarin orange, some eggs, and the potatoes. The kids are having the pancakes. Elijah's got a blueberry pancake with a little bit of syrup and butter on it, grapes, potatoes, ham, and eggs. And Lily has the same thing, except she has a mandarin orange instead of grapes. So we have lots and lots of food. This made 12 blueberry waffles and 24 of the peanut butter ones. So I'll save some in the fridge for the next few days, and then the rest of them I will freeze. We're gonna just pop them in the toaster oven to warm them up. But that is going to be dinner for Thursday, and that is going to wrap up another week of what's for dinner. I wanted to mention, if you didn't see Thursday's video, you may have seen these cookies floating around in the background of these videos. These are so good. I shared the recipe for them on Thursday, so I will leave a link in the description box if you want to check that out, and up in the cards. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!